Hey everyone, welcome to another week with Art with Millsy. Today we're going to be reading another story by Peter Reynolds. This is called Ish, a fantastic story that will get you thinking again about how creative you can be. So sit back, listen and enjoy, and then I'll follow with an activity for you to do for this week. Looking forward to it. Bye. Ish by Peter H. Reynolds. Ramon loved to draw. Anytime, anything, and anywhere. One day Ramon was drawing a vase of flowers. His brother Leon leaned over his shoulder. Leon burst out laughing. "What is that?" he asked. Ramon could not even answer. He just crumpled up the drawing and threw it across the room. Leon's laughter haunted Ramon. He kept trying to make his drawings look right, but they never did. After many months and many crumpled sheets of paper, Ramon put his pencil down. "I'm done." Marisol, his sister, was watching him. "What do you want?" he snapped. "I was watching you draw," she said. Ramon sneered. "I'm not drawing. Go away." Marisol ran away, but not before picking up a crumpled sheet of paper. "Hey, come back here with that!" Ramon raced after Marisol, up the hall and into her room. He was about to yell, but fell silent when he saw his sister's walls. He stared at the crumpled gallery. "This is one of my favourites," Marisol said, pointing. "This was supposed to be a vase of flowers," Ramon said, "but it doesn't look like one." "Well, it looks vase-ish," she exclaimed. "Vase-ish?" Ramon looked closer. Then he studied all the drawings on Marisol's walls and began to see them in a whole new way. "They do look ish," he said. Ramon felt light and energized. Thinking ishly allowed his ideas to flow freely. He began to draw what he felt, loose lines, quickly springing out, without worry. Ramon once again drew and drew the world around him. Making an ish drawing felt wonderful. He filled his journals, tree-ish, house-ish, boat-ish, afternoon-ish, fish-ish, sun-ish. Ramon realised he could draw ish feelings too, peace-ish, silly-ish, excited-ish. His ish art inspired ish writing. He wasn't sure if he was writing poems, but he knew they were poem-ish. Ponder. Ponder, ponder, dream yonder, pond, pond, yond, yond, gleam, wander, Ramon. One spring morning, Ramon had a wonderful feeling. It was a feeling that even ish words and ish drawings could not capture. He decided not to capture it. Instead, he simply savoured it. And Ramon lived ishfully ever after. The learning intention for today is we are learning to create a 3D artwork using paper. The success criteria are: I can cut paper following simple directions, I can create a colourful pattern, and I can create a 3D tube using paper and glue. The first thing you're going to do is fold your piece of paper in half. So we're going to do this lengthways. Make sure your fold is nice and crisp and keep it at the top. The next part that we're going to do is actually draw the head and the body part of the snake, but we're only doing half of this. So here's my simple head shape and then a straight line down to the edge of the paper. The next line starts in this top corner and goes down on a diagonal to the edge of the page. Now we're going to cut along both of these lines. You need to keep that scrap paper for later on. Open it up and flatten out that crease. Now I'm just going to show you a little bit about how this actually works. So we're going to roll that piece of paper around into a tube, and you can see I've gone the opposite way to the fold. So that's what we do right towards the end, and we'll glue that down. The next part is the fun part, where you get to create the head of the snake, so I'm just going to draw some eyes on here, and then also fill the body with a bit of a pattern. Now it's up to you what you want to do. I just came up with this design because it was a little bit of fun. You can use textures, you can use pencils. It is completely up to you as to what you want to do. Just try and cover most of this part of the paper that you have with a design. This next part is where we roll the piece of paper around to create the body of the snake. So you can see there how I've just rolled it. So what we obviously have to do is put some glue on this side. So make sure you put plenty of glue on there. And then the next section is to roll that around and overlap it on the other side, and make sure you line up those edges really well as best that you can, and then apply a little bit of pressure, just running your finger along and trying to make that glue stick. Now we're almost finished this snake. We've got one other thing to do, and that is to create a tongue. So that's where you use that little bit of leftover paper. So it's up to you as to how you do this. I made a nice red forked tongue. Once you've finished cutting out the tongue, all you have to do then is apply a little bit of glue to the end, and then you'll stick it under the head of the snake. And there we have it, our snakish snake. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of snakes you can come up with. Enjoy!